Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today, you saw the title, today I wanted to talk about some drama regarding Gen Alpha, my generation, and I'm a teenager, so objectively I'm allowed to talk about this, and some other drama regarding some other things, not other things, but just like one more thing, I think, whatever. So I've been seeing a lot of videos on my For You page made by Casey Simpson, Halo Haley, Kelsey's Way, talking about Gen Alpha, and I'm not hating on them at all. I genuinely do believe that we are going through a crisis right now. Some people who are my age and people who are literally older than me do not know how to pronounce words like extraordinary or gouche or gosh or whatever, and words like that. And I will give them the benefit of the doubt. The word gosh isn't seen often, so obviously it's hard to pronounce, but you guys are in high school. This should not be new to you. And if you're, and I'm pretty sure if you have been seeing the drama regarding Gen Alpha, you know what I'm talking about. And also, like, these street interviews where these TikTokers go up to these, like, adults, like, near a club or, like, literal, like, adults, and they ask them what time it is on the clock, and it is the most funniest thing ever. These adults cannot tell the time without the numbers on the clock. And when those people do those street interviews at high schools or colleges, and sometimes I can't tell the guys who are trying to pronounce words are faking it because they're recording, or they're genuinely like, you can't pronounce extraordinary? You don't know how to pronounce perseverance? And as a Gen Alpha, I can read. I love Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, and I do read. I love graphic novels a lot. When I was still in school, like when I wasn't homeschooled, I was probably in like 5th grade, and my reading level was on a 4th grade reading level. And I'm saying this, I'm calling myself out because I don't think my reading level was below that because, like, oh, I'm addicted to a screen all day and I don't know how to pronounce words. No, that's not the case. It's because I genuinely enjoy graphic novels more than I do chapter books. I love some chapter books, and I can read a chapter book for like 2 hours, no problem. But that's probably why. Because I don't know if you're anything like me, but if you're assigned to read a book and it's not your like type of book that you want to read, you don't feel motivated to read it. Obviously, I would still read it. Because, it was what was assigned, and I didn't want to fail, and I genuinely get in trouble for failing, and in class, these guys would just be so disrespectful towards teachers when I was in school. They would cuss at the teachers, they would stick the middle finger up at the teachers when they thought when they weren't looking, and one teacher either retired, I think she'd been teaching for a long time, and she retired, which is good for her. And I don't blame her either because, oh my gosh, you think I'm exaggerating, but I am not exaggerating. Seriously, it was that bad. People are being rude and unnecessary for no reason. Other kids thinking that they're better than others. It doesn't really matter what they do. They'll still think they're better than others for no apparent reason. If someone's being rude to you and ask, what makes you think that you're better? They'll probably just stutter like, sorry. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. So you remember the cubism trend? I'll play a video. Of that trend, basically it's about self-harm, and I was seeing a video like, if you, like, we shouldn't be making self-harm a trend, and if you do that, like, don't interact with me, don't talk to me. And let me just say, that trend was originally probably supposed to be a vent, and some people made it into a trend, and some people did it because they actually related to the song, not because for the trend they actually did it, because they related to the song. And it takes a lot of courage. I've done it on my channel, and I pinned a comment saying, like, hey, I'm letting you guys know, like, I'm not doing this for the trend. I'm doing it because I actually relate to the song, and it's an actual event. There's, like, a difference between an event and something that's actually harming others. And I understand where these people are coming from, because especially if you struggle with something as serious as that, of course you wouldn't want people pasting it all over the internet for attention. Or for a trend or whatever. Also, while this was circulating, some people had spreading awareness for that in the caption of the video. And this ranter, I don't know his or her name, I'm not exactly sure, but they were talking about how it's not spreading awareness and all this other stuff. I mean, technically, it could be. Cutting yourself on purpose for a trend is not spreading awareness, but this is another form of spreading awareness, especially if you do actually relate to the song. You could literally simply just relate to the song and do it. That is it. It should not be nothing more than that. And you could call it spreading awareness. But cutting yourself on purpose for this trend is not the way to go. Like I said, or I'm going to say, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So just wanted to put that out. It's kind of off the edge if you say don't interact with me. But I'm pretty sure they weren't referring to people who do it because they relate to the song. They were talking about people who do it for the trend. And if they weren't, okay, then I don't care if you don't want to interact with me. I'm just stating this out loud because some people have no common sense and they need to hear this. Anyways, back to Gen Alpha. So as I was saying, I can read. I have a good attention span. Sometimes I get jittery and don't want to sit still. Which just because of a screen, that's not what happens. I have some other stuff that I'm not going to be saying on here because it's personal information. I'm not debunking these YouTubers. I'm not hating on these YouTubers. I definitely agree that we're going through a crisis right now. And, like, these toddlers, oh my gosh, these toddlers. And I feel really bad for these teachers who are quitting their dream job because of these kids. Jen, it just hurts my heart because, like, imagine something that you have been dreaming of since you were little and you quit that job, but not because of, like, you don't like the job, because of the environment, and you're not motivated to do it, which sucks because not being motivated to do a dream that you thought was supposed to be a dream, it just hurts. Like, it hurts me just as much as it hurts these teachers. We need to behave ourselves, especially people in my grade and above. We need to have some social awareness skills. You are not the main character. The world does not revolve around you. You need to get it together and do your work. I understand it gets boring. I really do. But failing is not an option. It's not. Just try your best. I understand that work can be hard, but don't not do your work just because it seems cool. And I understand that some people genuinely do not have good attention spans, and not because of iPads, because they were literally like that. That's just how they are. And I would recommend some fidgets, not like noisy fidgets, but like fidgets that are quiet and don't make any noise, to help with that, and instead of like just like the jittering and making noises, because it bugs teachers out. I've seen some videos about that. It just bugs teachers out when kids are making all these noises in class, to the point where the teachers can't even teach. And oh my gosh, one thing that I need to talk about. So that video of that teacher who was doing her makeup, and she was like, I was ready for all this stuff, and I wasn't ready for this stuff. And the comments were this teacher saying she was 36 months pregnant, and a student threw like a chair or a desk at her when she was 36 months pregnant, and nothing was done about it. That's assault, by the way. You could go to jail, juvie for that, by the way, and nothing was done. I really hope that woman is okay, and regardless, like, whatever she said may not be true, but I don't understand why somebody would lie about that. So I really hope that that woman is doing okay. I really hope. Anyways, I was talking about also some of, like, so these people on Casey Simpson's videos are just, like, are calling him a bully for saying that Gen Alpha can't read, and that's not, no. There's a difference between bullying and facts. He's speaking facts. He's literally showing evidence of videos on TikTok for people, Gen Alpha and Gen Z, and they can't read. They don't know how to read, dog. They can't read. So I just wanted to say, let's just not do this, okay? Let's all have some decency, common sense, limit ourselves to a certain amount of screen time, for the better of yours and these teachers' health and mental well-being. And, like, read Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. Like, there's pictures. I have I have almost all the books on my shelf right now, all the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. Ladies, I know. Read Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. There's pictures, and it's kind of like a chapter book. It's really fun. I would recommend reading those books. Some of them are really funny. Or if you have trouble sitting in class, like I said, like, buy a fidget. If you can't buy a fidget, you can make, like, your own paper squishy. Search up a tutorial for that. Paper squishy, or getting an actual squishy or fidget that doesn't make noise. So that way you can focus and the teacher can focus on doing their job or their dream job or whatever. Also, people my age and, like, 5-year-olds are dressing up like 20-year-olds. And the reason why I think that is because, so when we're, like, in a public environment or at school or anywhere, people tell us, oh, be yourself, be a kid, and, just be yourself. But when we are ourselves, we are simply told that we are too childish, and to grow up, or we are influenced by social media. Not me, I'm saying, like, these kids who are dressing up like 20-year-old women, and people my age who are dressing up. So, but when we aren't ourselves, when we actually dress grown up, we are told, oh my gosh, what happened to being a kid, or oh my days. So when we are ourselves, we are just told to grow up, and you guys really have to decide. You have to decide. You can't just tell us to be ourselves, and then when we are ourselves, you tell us to grow up. You need to act more grown up. So I hope everybody is doing okay. Like I said, stay safe, stay amazing, be yourself. Goodbye.